Pleasure. I have been to a lot of building sites in my job as the BBC Business Editor, everything from doing a loft conversion if we're covering small contractor work, all the way to a £25 billion nuclear power station, which I was there recently. And what always amazes me about the construction industry, I look at something like a Hinkley Point where they're building this nuclear reactor. There must be 5,000 subcontractors working on that. How they keep out of each other's way, who's in charge, always baffles me. So I love construction because not only that, doing television news, they're much more interesting than accountants, because when you point a camera at them, something's actually happening. It's why prime ministers and chancellors love putting on a hard hat, love putting on a high-vis vest. It feels like something's happening, and that's why when I get asked to do things like that, I'm more than happy to do them.
Yeah, which is wonderful. I mean, we've seen some of that with our politicians over the last couple of days. Actually, not too far from here.
Just down the road, yeah. I'm not a political journalist, so I'm leaving it to my political colleagues for the next couple of days. But I think that what is happening down there and what is happening around the world has obviously profound implications for the construction industry. You know, the cost of financing is going up, the cost of building materials, the cost of labour, and that's presenting obviously quite a challenging environment. We've just had a session now on HS2, and you look at that was a £100 billion project. Those costs are going up, and it's going to be interesting to see how the industry handles that. The other thing I hear almost in all the businesses that I go to is there's still a challenge about finding the right skills. That's always been a big one. So a lot of companies find it difficult to fill the roles, and we've seen that in the wider economy, in construction in particular. And you've got some building safety. There's a new Building Safety Act that's come in recently in response to a Hackett report, which is the post-Grenfell. I live 800 yards from Grenfell Tower, so I don't get shot at like some of my colleagues. I don't visit places, bombed out cities like Mariupol. But I got on my bike and I went down that on the morning, and I've never seen anything worse than that on my particular beat. So it's quite interesting how the safety aspect is being picked up by the industry. So some quite interesting dynamics hitting the industry, and as I say, it's an industry I really sort of enjoy covering.
Are there any sort of